How do I actually work this?
Everyone, it's Seb, and today I am super excited to talk to you about my new e-bike. Now, this is one of my first YouTube videos. I am not a great editor, so all my videos are going to be very honest, very bad, but hopefully you can follow me along and just see a little insight into my life. I never thought I'd be somebody that would own or be using an e-bike, but since I have moved out of Amsterdam, it is a little bit further for me to get to work. I currently have a commute of 11k each way, so that's 22 kilometers a day. And Shimano very kindly let me borrow an e-bike for a year. I got this bike just after I moved to Halfweg. I wanted to give it enough time before I made my first video to think about how I felt, to think about how the bike was. And now I'm here and ready to tell. For context, I'm a 30-year-old pretty sporty person. I would view myself as pretty fit and healthy, but with this now extra long commute, and with the weather in the Netherlands being so unpredictable, having the e-bike has actually been pretty amazing so far. I'm going to tell you a little bit more about my journey and what I think about it as we go, but for now I'm going to introduce you to my bike, which is right here. So this beautiful thing is a Cortina Mozzo. This is the electric version of the Mozzo, and I have to say, it is super duper comfortable. I know you'd think, okay, maybe this isn't the bike that I would think that Seb would choose, but honestly, this thing's pretty awesome. For one, this bike comes with not just one, not just two or three. It actually comes with 7 gears. And that's plenty. This bike is really easy to turn on. You switch it on really easily by pressing and holding this button here. Then eventually on the screen here, it should turn on like this. And here you can see all your data from the ride, including your speed, range, and also how much battery you have. This shows that I need to charge it. The brakes are also really good. They are hydraulic disc brakes, the same as I have on pretty much all of my bikes using Shimano. They are super duper safe, so even a small pull down on the brakes makes you stop, which is great for in the city if you have any near collisions or any other bikes doing crazy stuff. When you're ready to go and it's switched on, all you need to do is pop up the kickstand like that, very easy, and then you just hop on and go. But obviously I don't advocate using your phone and cycling at the same time. But when you're an influencer or trying to do stuff, you know, needs must. So as you can see, it's really easy to see your speed here. How you can control how much power you get is by using these buttons. They're really easy to do, especially if you're trying to change things quickly before or after the lights. You put it up by clicking this, and you can see this bar at the side is going up, and then also down when I'm pressing it down. So that controls how much help you're getting going forward. Now the nice thing about the motor on this bike is that it cuts out at about 25 or 26 kilometers an hour. You may not think that's enough, but believe me, that is pretty fast enough. If you're going faster than that, then you should really be wearing a helmet. And honestly, it's not super safe. So I think that the motor cuts out then is really good, not only for safety, but also from riding around the city. You don't need to be going that much faster. It's pretty dangerous, and I really don't enjoy bikes that are going around, especially e-bikes, going around at really silly speeds and causing accidents. The bike itself is super smooth. I really enjoy riding it. I literally can't go anywhere without it. Not just because the electrics are super helpful, especially in the Dutch wind, but because it's genuinely a really comfortable ride. Normally I would change saddles even on my city bike, but this bike, the saddle that comes with it, is already very, very comfortable, and it's a super comfy ride. You can also change the position of the handlebars here, which is quite good if you want a more sporty position. I'm thinking about putting mine a little bit more forward after I've been riding it for a month, because I like a little bit more of an aero, more aggressive position on the bike, but hey, that's just me. You can also put it super upright, so if you're somebody that needs a little bit more help sitting up and it feels a little bit more comfortable, that's great. Also, the handlebars being straight, I think are extra comfortable, and on the side of the handlebars here, you can see that there's an extra bit for your palms to be extra comfy. Now, as said, I used to be a person that was pretty against e-bikes. I used to think, why would you need to use them unless you really had a mobility issue or something else which made you not able to cycle properly? I think that that was a pretty small view, and I really take back a lot of what I said about e-bikes, and I've done a lot of learning myself over the past few years. I'm somebody who doesn't necessarily need it, but it's just really nice to have, and I think everybody should have access to cycling, even if that means you need a little bit of extra support, whether that's with an e-bike or a different type of bike altogether. Now, I do think, as somebody that lives in the Netherlands, a very, very windy country, having the electrics is so good, because honestly, I'm not a super big guy. I do get blown around a lot, and I think it does really help. I mean, you can even hear the wind now. My general consensus of riding this bike so far, it makes everything a lot more accessible. I think everyone should have the chance to make their lives and mobility a little bit easier, and I think for me, I'm constantly going around. I run, a non-profit cycling club, and it's just super helpful to have this extra little bit of help going from A to B, to be honest. And I think if you have kids, or you have an injury, or if you just need anything with some extra something to support your mobility, do it. So that's it for me today. I think that's pretty much everything I have to say about this bike so far. Like, subscribe. God, see, I'm even going over these really harsh bits, and it's totally fine. So like, subscribe, and keep following along.